Okay, March.
All right. In Ohio, and considered mid-Ohio. But it expanded across, I believe, the whole state. We were privy to a quilt distribution underground. Originally began with a focus on helping and bringing comfort to those with AIDS. Then expanded. The underground had drop-off spots and designated homes that became known by word of mouth. So the home in the town where I had a church, this particular home had an enclosed front porch, so it was not heated, but things would stay dry. The door was always left unlocked. During the night, even full trash can or leaf-size bags would be left filled with quilts, all handmade to varying degrees, more handwork than others. Some were signed and some were left anonymous, but all of them, almost all that I recall, had some kind of best wishes sewn into it, especially into a corner. The quilts would be brought in and we would fill closet and storage space. And then periodically we'd fill our van. And the lady whose home it was would ride with me. And we would have different drop-off spot each time. So at one point the drop-off spot was an art studio on a second floor with a really narrow, very old stairway that went up above some other stores. And then there would be this art studio, and we'd haul and drag these bags and bags of quilts up there. And on another occasion, the drop-off spot was the back of a sewing shop. That was a lot easier. There was night per night stairs. But we'd pull in the alley and go in the back door, and they'd open up for us, and we'd slip them in. And then there'd be somebody else who would pick them up from there. And we never knew, we didn't give our names.
Right.
There were no photographs taken. We would drop the quilts off, and they would be picked up by others whom we would not know the names of either. And at some point, all the quilts would be checked for any leftover pins, anything that might have been inadvertently left to make sure they were just, everything was in order. And then there were a couple different hospitals, at least 2 hospitals, perhaps more. I wasn't given all that information either. But they would be distributed by the hospital staff. And that was the Quilt Underground.
Wow.
In between, as the quilts were being gathered, as our church would gather them, we had a balcony and a balcony rail. And we would drape them over the balcony, and there'd be a blessing service. And then a day or two later, after they'd been hung, maybe even for a week or so, then we'd fill the van.
Wow.
And make our trip.
Would you give me your name on camera, Marge?
Just say Marge.
Okay.